Dressing provided an emotional outlet.
I may be old-fashioned, but why didn't he just drink?
Tell me, is Big Sally coming to the funeral?
Sophia, Phil's wife's name is Angela. Why do you call her Big Sally?
Because she hates it. Just as she probably hates the fact that I talked Phil into being buried. Now, tell me, how many of me do you see?
We're twins. We're here to see Blanche.
I guess she's back on the vitamins. Come on in.
Oh, good evening, Rob.
Hello, Blanche.
Well, Rob, you didn't tell me your brother Bob was a twin.
You didn't tell me your roommate was...
We're good for each other.
What about all those other great things you two did? Camping, tennis, boating?
All the time. Well, maybe only once. See, Charlie had this unnatural fear.
Of what?
Camping, tennis, boating.
Rose, don't you see? You're remembering the way it never...
They drop like flies around me. Mrs. Nyland, you're not responsible for the death of my husband. I'll never date again.
You will.
I won't. I can't.
In time, you'll forget this.
Never.
I promise you.
It's so truly capital.
Hi, girls. How's it going?
Well, Angela, what are you doing here?
My brother wants to try out for the telethon.
I got a song I used to sing with my partner. We call ourselves a Tino and a Fino.
I'm warning you, Angelo. No political stuff. We don't want to have any trouble.
Oh, no. Oh, they've come to tow away our Mercedes.
Oh, now I am really depressed. I never even got a chance to ride in it. Boy, what a great idea.
Isn't it luxurious?
And the engine's so quiet.
Natural things, hard to believe, strange things that do happen.
Probably more than any of us knows. What do you say we throw a sheet over our heads and go scare Rose?
Right.
No. Must you do that?
She can't help it, Blanche. She has to blow her nose.
Or is that a banana?
I really don't think I need to go up there. I could see it was a goner when I drove up.
Oh, Sid, well, can't you patch it up or something?
Well, yeah, I could patch it up for you, but that won't stop more leaks when it rains again.
What are you trying to say, Sid?
You couldn't follow that?
She has trouble following Murder, She Wrote. We can't go through an entire dinner holding these hearts in front of us.
Dorothy's right. How will we cut our meat?
Look, either we do this or we don't do it. Now, what's it going to be?
We go at the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2.
This is a story about being a bad hostess. While Rosa had Giuseppe in the bedroom with his saber around his ankles, 200 hungry guests were strip-searching mice for a piece of cheese.
Ma, so what's your point? That Rosa and I throw bad parties?
You're from girls, please. Well, why don't you just say something so I can become hysterical, eat a box of Malamars, and get it over with? Okay, Jason called. You got a part in Macbeth, but I'm afraid it isn't the part you were hoping for. What part did I get?
Lesson number 1, kiss.
Oh, beautiful Mother Earth, land, God. How long were we out there?
At least 2 rosaries.
We're lucky to be alive.
And you. Oh, you poor things. Oh, I feel awful for you. Well, the important thing is to keep your spirits up and don't get upset. Oh. Hello. Oh, hello, Steve. I'm all ready to go. What are you talking about?
5'7". You're not the only one with Aunt Regina's phone number.
Damn MCI.
Sophia.
happy to see you here tonight, Rose. I was starting to wonder how you felt about me. Rose, is there something wrong? You've hardly said a word.
I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride.
With as many notches you must have on your garter belts, it was bound to happen.
Oh, Rose, honey, are you all right?
I was booked. Fingerprints, mugshots. I'm a known criminal. I'll never be able to go back to my hometown again. Oh, honey, nobody back.
Rose, Vero Beach?
Jill, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing. You're ripping the pages out of that book. Well, somebody should take a hickory switch to your behind.
Blanche, come on now, calm down, calm down. Let me show you how a professional teacher deals with this.
I feel like a complete fool.
Oh, sweetheart, no. Listen, let me tell you something. Back when I was in the Army, inside my locker, I kept a picture of Betty Grable. And she was wearing a lot less than you were wearing in my birthday photo. Sweetheart, she was the darling.
I'll imagine an autographed copy. Will this make it harder to exchange? Just kidding. To my sister Blanche, you have inspired me more than you will ever know, Charmaine. Emerging from her morning toilette.
It's Lana with a message from Dorothy. Whatever the favor is, forget it.
Dorothy Zbornak, have I got a man for you?
No thanks, had one.
Because Blanche is going to sell the house and we can't live together?
No, I'm upset because Joe Piscopo didn't get the lead role in Rain Man. Oh, of course I'm upset about the house. Ma, it's 2 a.m. Where have you been?
I stuffed pillows under the sheets so I could fool you during bed check. What is that?
Spam sauce for breakfast.
Mother Teresa. It's a recipe from her new workout book.
Morning, girls.
Morning.
What are you eating, Sophia?
Linguine with clam sauce.
For breakfast?
Morning, everybody. What's that you're eating, Sophia? It's incredible. 364 days a year I could be gagging on a peach, but I knew it.
And then I put them away. I wanted more softness, more sweetness. So I went to my sketches of Rose.
You mean that's me up there?
No.
Who is it?
It is all of you. The answer...
Pardon?
You stop that!
You know something? I am having a real problem with your attitude.
Oh, really? Well, you can all just kiss my attitude.
Well, you wouldn't let me get the melon balls, so I improvised.
Magic words.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rose Nyland, and I'm responsible for what's happened here tonight. Because of a silly, childish dream, I let you all down. I had this crazy idea that I had a special connection to a...
Really great in front of company.
Hi, girls. What time does Clayton get here?
Oh, any minute now.
Oh, we better put out the welcome mat.
We don't have a welcome mat.
What about the one Dorothy says is at the foot of your bed?
Do we have to do this now? A nun has died. More than a nun. Sister Agnes was my mother's best friend. Oh, she's out there alone now. She hasn't said a word since we left the cemetery. I have no idea how she's going to react to this.
I've made a decision.
That's not what I was going to ask you, but you answered my question anyway.
Why? I don't understand.
I was going to ask you to marry me.
Agreement that says what's yours is yours and what's mine is mine.
You want me to sign a prenuptial agreement. You want me to sign a prenuptial agreement. Stanley, whatever happened to openness and honesty and...
Excuse me, sir. We are looking for a leather jacket that got mixed up with a box of clothes we donated. It was a terrible mistake.
It was not a terrible mistake. It was a regular mistake. A terrible mistake is when you forget that different world follows Cosby.
I remember you. I just picked that stuff up a couple hours ago.
And it's still here.
Criticizing what Tom Brokaw looks like naked.
He must have sensed it. I thought I saw him looking down your blouse. Hi, Ma. Hi, Tony.
Look, Dorothy, we won the dance contest at the Sons of Italy Bash.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, I had no idea you were such a good dancer.
You're more fulfilled. Well, I'll tell you what would make her feel more fulfilled.
Flash. A hobby. Oh, I thought you meant, a man.
You got a better hobby?
No, I don't think a hobby is the answer for Ma.
But what do you think is?
Oh, I wish I knew.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm your father.
My father?
I can't believe it. This really is the hospital.
Ma, you have a hernia. Where'd you think I was taking you? Obsessed. You have this irrational need to get Roger to like you. Now, why are you doing this?
I guess it all started when I was a little kid at the orphanage. You see, only the happy, nice kids got adopted. And that's when I started trying to be happy and nice all the time. Because the truth is, if you treat somebody really nicely, they'll...
This past week has been incredible.
Oh, let's tell everyone how we feel about each other.
What are you doing here? Dorothy, what are you doing on the floor?
It's a small world after all.
Of all the saloons and gin joints in the world, she had to walk into mine.
Ma, I've been looking everywhere for you. We really need to talk.
You're more fulfilled.
Well, I'll tell you what would make her feel more fulfilled.
Flash. A hobby. Oh, I thought you meant, a man.
You got a better hobby?
No, I don't think a hobby is the answer for Ma.
But what do you think is?
Oh, I wish I knew.
I can't believe it. I spent one lousy night with Mussolini, and I do mean lousy. And I'm marked for life.
No, that's not it. Our records list you as both Sophia Petrillo and Sophia Weinstock. What's the deal? Are you trying to hide something? Is there a Mr. Weinstock?
Okay.
Well, you don't love a little girl for 10 years and then just walk out of her life. I'll face it, you didn't care.
Did you or did you not wear your very first formal, white with pink trim, to the junior prom? And did you not come home wearing a football jersey?
To you, not to me. I'm the one who's been working there for 5 years. I'm the one who's been wearing low-cut blouses and picking up pencils off the floor. I'm the one he always gropes at the annual Christmas party.
And they picked Sandra Day O'Connor over you?
Well, I'm not taking this sitting down, Dorothy.
I'm touched. Do I have your $1,200?
You have my blessing and you have my money.
For another 1,000, I could go first class.
Arrivederci.
So we'll get...
Where's Blanche going?
She went to powder her nose.
At the dessert table?
Well, the powder sticks better if you put a thin layer of caramel first. Oh, I better get the dessert.
Oh, she sure left in a hurry.
Hey, who told her to feed me cabbage?
And then at other times she can be a real bitch.
Blanche, there's something you should know.
But out, Clayton. This doesn't concern you.
Well, it most certainly does concern him.
Why? Because he was seduced by a bubblehead whose hair... I'm over the hill. That's all there is to it. Guess I'm just in the same boat as the two of you. Hello? Yes? All right. Goodbye. What do you know? Floyd McCallum has taken me sailing today.
Experience that I wanted to share with my dearest friends.
So what are you doing here?
I just finished a seminar with an encounter group called Realizations.
Realizations. Let me guess. It's a group that promises to remove all emotional blocks, self-denial, and lifelong... Dorothy, I remember you fondly, and the same goes for Blanche and Rita. Wish you were here. No one can reach the third shelf in the pantry. Best, Sister Ma. God, I miss that woman. Now, say what you want about her.
Life's a living hell. If I wasn't fighting for a warm blanket, I was fighting for food. If I wasn't fighting for food, I was fighting for the shuffleboard equipment. I just threw that in to see if you were paying attention. Anyway, the storm broke, and through the mist and the haze, I saw the beautiful lady, never to see one another again. Rose, one of those girls was me. The other one you probably know as Mama Celeste.
Ma, why didn't you use your key?
I left it home. I thought it would weigh me down. Sophia, what in hell is going on here?
He's a man, I'm a woman. I've got what it takes, and he knows how to use it.
I think I'm going to lose my lunch.
Blanche, listen.
Fidel, don't sugarcoat it for her. Look, we happen to be an item.
What to you? Kevin!
Life gets tough outside of the driver's ed car, doesn't it, Coach?
Hey, look, Spornak, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to make sure that Kevin plays in that game. If you don't want to make it easy on us, fine. But you're not going to stop us. I guarantee you that boy will be playing.
I have to let it out. I'd like to teach the world perfect harmony. I'd like
To hold it in our arms and keep it company. Hey! How about a mic pack?
Oh, where have you been?
You remember when Rose said...
Oh, now, that's fine by me. I like to sit.
We know it's your second favorite position.
I don't mean sitting. I mean babysitting. Right here for the participants' children on the day of the race.
Babysitting? Rose, I don't like other people's children in my house. I didn't even like my own children in my house.
Good evening, I'm Edwin Newman.
The eyes of the entire world were on Moscow today as Rose Nyland continued her mission of peace. It was 15 days ago that Mrs. Nyland wrote the now historic letter that captured the attention of Premier Gorbachev. Today she was in Red Square, capturing the hearts and minds of the Russian...
Did I just say that?
Are the kids back from their date yet?
Our kids?
No, Rose, the Katzenjammer kids. Of course, our kids.
Well, I thought we decided not to interfere in their private lives.
We did, but Blanche here decided differently.
Oh, Blanche, how could you?
Well, I don't know what all the fuss is about. It wasn't an official date. They just went to the dry cleaners.
Please shut up.
How about if I make a pot of coffee while we're waiting?
Oh, great. Good idea. Thanks, Blanche.
Rose. Oh, I'll come help.
What if I died, Dorothy?
Ma, you're not going to die. Now, look, I don't want you to talk.
Dorothy, when you go to work today, be proud. You're a Petrillo, which in Italian means, hey, I'm on a break here.
I'm ready.
Where are you going with that thing?
Olga Nielsen is a terrific bowler. They could beat us.
There is no us, Rose. I am not bowling with you.
Oh, Dorothy, I don't ask many favors of you, but I'm asking one now. I'm begging, please, as a friend, be my partner. Blanche is...
Grapes. And Bruno makes a killing selling orthopedic sandals.
Now, don't tell me he went to America and changed his name to Dr. Scholl.
No. Actually, he developed a foot fetish and suffocated when he shoved his head in a lady's rubber boot.
I just got a special delivery letter from St. Olaf. Uh-oh. It's from the Department of Water and Coffee.
Coffee?
No, thanks. It makes me jumpy.
Asks you if you see another man, just tweak his nose and say, my, sir, I do believe you're jealous.
What about the vapors, Blanche? Shouldn't she be overcome by the vapors?
Blanche, can I come out now?
Oh, yeah, hold it just a minute.
I figured it was the first time. It's been 15 years since he died, huh? Boy, he must have been something.
This may sound silly, but it's true. I felt I would be unfaithful to Charlie if I slept with you.
Rose, it's not silly.
I heard it that time, too. Feats don't fail me now.
How dare you mock my Grammy?
Oh, Blanche, honey, you've lost the battle, but at least you can still come here and visit the...
Blanche, I don't understand you. You can't very well say you've accepted Clayton unless you're willing to accept the fact that he dates.
Now, Rose is right. And besides, Blanche, in this day and age, you should be thrilled that he's in a monogamous relationship.
Of course, you're right. I've just got to stop this overreacting. Doug and Clayton are too consenting. What does one wear to a sperm bank?
Something attractive in rubber.
I have that.
School principal pulled exactly the same thing on me.
What did you do?
I reported him to the Board of Education. They investigated and he was forced to resign. Of course, much later I found out that I was not the only person he had harassed. I was, however, the only person he harassed while he was wearing a corset.
Audit people. It doesn't mean there's a problem.
There's a problem.
Oh, that's too bad. Pass the meatballs.
Dorothy, I take total blame for this. I know it's a bummer, but no matter what comes down, we're in this together, babe. Of course, I won't know until we actually reconstruct our finances, but the way I figure it, we'd probably have to pay a small fee.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad.
Unless we could...
I guess that's just a mother's nature. Well, I'll see you in the morning.
Hey, Blanche, listen, my mom lives in Oregon. You know, I don't get a home-cooked meal too often. It'd be okay if I stop by sometime?
I think that would be great. And now I don't care.
Why? What are you two doing here? I thought you had a Spanish class tonight.
We do, but we're not going. We dropped out.
Well, what about your promotion at the counseling center?
Oh, I can just forget about that. Norwegians are notoriously bad at Spanish.
I guess that's why there were no herring tacos.
And it was a...
And Ma.
You told everybody but me?
Honey, I didn't even know if you'd know what a lesbian was.
I could have looked it up.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry. I thought I was doing the right thing. I guess I underestimated you.
Well, that's not important. I've got a bigger problem.
Two doing up?
It's not important. Go back to bed.
Ma, it's 5:30 in the morning. It's a little early to be selling lunch.
We wanted to get the best corner before Johnny No Thumb shows up with his lunch wagon.
Johnny No Thumbs?
Well, actually, he has several fingers missing from each hand.
Thank you. He'd hang around here all the time. He's a yutz. Who needs him around here?
Dorothy!
Oh, thank God you came when you did. I thought she was going to strangle me.
I take it you weren't able to...
We'll figure something.
Minute. What do you always come into a room and say, girls, girls, do you see Molly Ringwald sitting here?
Well, you're awfully cranky today.
Well, forgive me. My arthritis is bothering me. My Social Security check was late. And I realized today I haven't showered with a man in 22 years.
Mom, itty bitty detail about you.
That I'm a priest.
Uh-huh.
She didn't know.
What you think, you were just a boring dresser?
She's never seen me in cleric's clothing.
I didn't know you priests could take your clothes off.
Okay, Blanche.
I don't know why you all are so stingy with your ice cubes. They are free, aren't they?
Blanche.
Ernie, you notice how I keep interrupting you. It's because I don't want to hear what you're going to tell me. He called and canceled again, didn't he?
Sorry, Blanche.
Oh.
He told me to buy you anything you'd like.
Really? Well, then get out your phone book and open it to the jewelry section.
Real fast. There it is. My mother's face. Scares me to death. It just scares me to death. I just get so depressed I don't want to get out of bed in the morning. I don't want to get out of bed ever again.
Sorry, I guess I'm just a little wound up. Well, that's Holly now. Will you guys help me through this?
Well, sure, absolutely.
Oh, thanks a million. God, I hate this woman. Holly.
Rose, oh, Rose. It's so...
A date with Jerry.
So did I. He let me out at the movie theater, said he was going to go park the car. That's the last I saw of him.
I think you've been ditched.
Now, did I ask you? If I want advice on getting ditched, I'll ask an expert. Dorothy, did I get ditched?
Yes, Blanche, but don't feel bad. Look what it's done for Sonny Bone.
Well, that's that. Anything else you need me to straighten out for you?
No, Ma. So tell me, how was the wedding?
Beautiful. Until the bride lifted her veil. I shudder to think what was under that dress.
He is not a newsstand. He's a new stand.
Then you can see the change.
I'm waiting for the change. That was a 5 I handed you.
Look, Stan, old Stan, new Stan, tastes great, less filling Stan. The point is,
You know, Rose, I'm really enjoying this. You and I having a quiet cup of coffee together.
Oh, boy, some people.
What's wrong, Blanche?
Oh, Dorothy, nobody gives a damn about this Save the Wetlands thing. I sat in that booth of ours at the mall for 3 hours. Not one soul came by and asked for information. What we need is some kind of swamp gimmick, like, guess how many leeches are in the jar?
Rose, we gotta talk. Are things between us getting a little dull?
Oh, let's face it. You and I are Yawn City, population 2. Miles, do you love me?
Well, of course I do.
How much?
Well, I don't know.
Buried him.
I mean, what did you do the next day when you had to start putting your life together?
I couldn't do it. I've been a housewife for 32 years. I totally depended on Charlie.
Yeah, but the point is, eventually you did what you had to do. You took care of yourself.
Got a phone call. Oh, from a Glenn somebody.
Glenn O'Brien?
Uh-huh.
Did he leave a number?
Who's Glenn O'Brien?
He's the married guy she shacked up with 4 years ago.
And look, I'm not proud of what I did, but didn't seem so bad at the time. He was trapped in a bad marriage.
There's no such thing as being trapped in a marriage.
Sense of humor. Does it bother you that I gain weight?
Oh, I'm just so glad to have you back again. Listen, let's go and I'll show you where you'll be staying so you can unpack your things.
Now I understand why she's sleeping in Blanche's bed. We know it can support the weight of an average female and 2 Venezuelan soccer players.
Photographs in an empty storefront that used to be Jack Kemp's campaign headquarters.
Rose, he's wearing a cape.
And a mask. He's wearing a cape and a mask. Wait a minute. Is this guy an insurance salesman named Marshall Herskovitz?
That's his car.
Hi-ho, everybody, it's me, Sonny. Is Dorothy around?
She's out on the lanai.
I suppose you're wondering why a man like Sonny Bono.
Yeah. On the lanai.
Ma, what are you doing up?
Disappointed, huh? If I'm up, that means I'm alive, and if I'm alive, it means you can't get your hands on my money.
What are you talking about?
You know about the will. You know if I die, you'll be on Easy Street. What did you do, Dorothy? Slip cyanide in?
I'm sorry for the inconvenience, Mr. Diodoro. It's time for your medication.
Diodoro? Funny he didn't look Italian.
A new and fascinating friend. Oh, thank you so much. I'm really touched. Look, why don't I go ahead and get the coffee and let the three of you get to know each other?
Barbara, that is such a stunning brooch. Wherever did you get it?
Oh, I was in Morocco working on a novel, not to mention a dashing young Moroccan.
That was fun. You want to try it again? Are the babies asleep yet?
No, they're pretending. They want me to leave so they can make fun of the way I change a diaper. Was identified as Guido.
World's Fair. After have your picture taken with a Guido booth.
Ma, you were married to somebody else. I have a right to know about it.
Wrong. There are some things a daughter should not know about her mother. You're always sticking your nose in work.
Hi, Al.
Rose, you look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I know we're just going to movies, but Adlai Stevenson and Adlai Stevenson. Why are there two Adlai Stevensons?
Oh, Blanche, isn't it obvious he lost twice? Oh, God, it's making sense.
Girls, come on. From the other side of the train, we'll be able to see Lake Lusenbaden. What's that?
Happens. Even if we all get married, we'll stick together.
We'll need a much bigger house.
Oh, sure, Rose. After lunch, you can pick up the lumber. Ma, you want to join us?
Nope. I gotta rest. I got a date tonight.
With whom?
The fancy man and I are going to the dog track.
Your mother, get your bunny nose out of my butt.
Let's just get some sleep.
Good night, Ma. Good night, Mo. Good night, Lowry.
I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm on the wrong side of the bed.
Well, I usually was that A St. Valentine's Day massacre. It was Chicago, and in those days, Chicago stood for two things.
What were they?
How the hell should I know? What am I, Studs Terkel? I forgot.
Well, let's not just sit around wasting time eating chocolates. Let's do something constructive.
When Miami was out cleaning the street with his tongue.
Sophia, we live in the greatest country in the world. A country founded on the principles of honesty, truth, and fairness. I am certain that once we present our petition, the democratic system will prevail, and our noble endeavor to save that mighty oak will prove victorious.
Certainly sound pretty
I can't even make you put an R in February. But I would like to talk about it.
That judge would only send me back.
He might not. I mean, some people come here and they stay. You're looking at one. Arnold Schwarzenegger. He became an American citizen, started a whole new career, married a Kennedy.
Give me one of those.
Hide this stuff.
Where shall I hide it?
In your brassiere, Rose. Just throw them away.
I'm going to get the EKG machine.
I'll be right back.
Well, I'll call the paramedics and tell them not to come.
Thanks, Blanche.
Dorothy, is he single?
I probably just overdid it in class tonight.
I do think you ought to have it checked out.
Come on, it's perfectly all right. Ma, what is that you're knitting?
A bottle cover for the sherry.
Why do we need to cover the sherry?
Not the sherry here in the house. The sherry I take to the park. You drink out of a paper bag in the park, and suddenly...
Hey, I'm gonna have to ask you a few questions. Well, Lord, I can't ask you this. I can't even ask my own wife this. I'd like to.
Dean Tucker, what happened to me was really quite simple. I'm not doing very well in Professor Cooper's class.
What is it this time, Stanley? Whoopee cushions for the hearing impaired?
It's not a novelty, it's a Zborny.
What's a Zborny? I put up with it for 38 years, Rose. You don't want to know.
It's not that, Dorothy. I just used the same name.
I'm sorry I did that. I guess I was upset.
I understand. I guess this has been a difficult relationship for both of us.
Oh, it's been a wonderful relationship. I'm gonna miss you.
Sweep the clothes on the rocks, not the dishes.
No wonder they broke.
Okay, who wants to go shopping?
It's a little early for that, isn't it, Renee?
Then we're going out to eat. It's either shopping or eating. Take your pick.
You didn't talk to him.
I couldn't.
Oh.
George was on call all weekend. 3 heart attacks.
I went to Grader's with you.
Sure you did. I'll never forget it. I mean, you had your hair in braids, you wore a pink bathrobe.
Pink? With a little lace trim?
Yes.
And matching slippers?
Yes.
Ham! That wasn't me, that was my sister Virginia.
You can't. That was Virginia. How could I forget that?
That's besides, we're going to the Mortimer Club.
What's the big deal about the Mortimer Club, anyway?
Rose, the wealthiest men in Florida go there. And it's always been my experience that wealthy men make the best lovers.
Is that true?
No. But if you tell them that, sometimes they'll take you to the mall and let you use their credit card for 45 minutes.
At least we won't argue over who has the cuter date. Oh, Stanley.
Dorothy, I need to talk to you.
Oh, Stan is her ex-husband. Biggest loser you'll ever see. Good evening, Stan.
Always good to see you too, Dollface.
I'm going out, Stanley. We'll have to talk some other time. And in future, I really would appreciate some notice before you drop by.
Take a blood test for her marriage. We find out it is not possible she is related to us. The hospital, there must have been some mix-up.
You mean they switched the babies?
Oh, but this is ridiculous.
Absolutely. We can prove it. Dorothy, show them your driver's license.
No, that's not very nice.
Well, I'm trying to be nice. That's why I didn't say anything.
Why don't you all just sit there and get comfortable, and I'll make a nice pot of hot coffee, which I'd like to pour right down his pants.
Blanche, how can you let him talk to Becky that way?
Dorothy's right. I haven't heard anyone insult someone.
Kind of thinking it's really quite sexist. Just because a woman is attractive and is not uncomfortable about her sexuality does not mean she can't be bright, well-informed, and a hell of a lawyer.
Thank you. Where did you go to law school?
A whole bunch of places.
The time I came up a winner, things have changed.
Hey, Stan, I'm her legal guardian. We'll take the car.
Stanley, I think you'd better leave.
I thought I could make up for some of the mistakes, but I was wrong. You won't let me. You have an image of what a Stan Zbornak is, and no matter how he's changed, you'll never see a new man. Don't worry. Won't bother you with any gifts anymore.
I suppose I am. Now, look here. Now, he's not perfect. Has a stubborn streak and a bad temper.
And he snores.
Listen, Dorothy, just a word of caution. I almost lost my Becky when I stuck my nose into her business. Now, believe me, it is not worth it.
Blanche is right. The same thing happened to the Big Botters back in St. Olaf. You see, Gretchen had this thing for Buddy, but Mr. Big Botter didn't approve. He did his best to keep them apart.
Mammy Eisenhower. I think only the Nixon kids got to call her that.
Anyway, Mammy says she's going to be in town in a few days and she wants to see me. You don't sound very...
Run now. I'm fixing a terrific late-night supper for Catherine.
Oh, really? In 38 years of marriage, you never once cooked a terrific meal for us.
Neither did you.
Something stupid or cooking something stupid.
Rose, what do you think of Blanche saying these things?
I think she's a girl karma knocking.
Well, what exactly does that mean?
Literally, it's the precise moment when Dog Dude turns white.
Don't take this wrong, but I gotta know. You are a girl, aren't you?
Seems like I'm always mad at my brother Phil.
To the French Club. But you know, for the last 15 years, I've been asking myself, is that enough? And about a week ago, I answered myself with a big fat no.
Good for you, Isaac. It takes a special man to talk to himself like that.
Well, merci. That's French for thank you.
Well, I was in my aerobics class when I noticed this gorgeous man checking me out. So during the buttocks lifts, he motioned for my phone number. Well, I didn't want to appear easy, so I rolled over on my back and flung my legs over my head.
That's what I call giving him a brush off.
Oh, it's lovely.
I see. Have you ever been to Europe?
No, but it's always been a dream of mine.
Interesting. How many fingers am I holding up?
2?
Fine. You can go back in the living room now.
What you said applies to me, too. My whole life has just been one lie after another. I realize now I was doing it just to get attention. I think maybe it's finally time for me to stop.
Oh, Mr. Meyer, that's wonderful.
Marvelous. Let's get going. I could have walked to New York by now.
Oh, Dr. Escobar. The records, bake cookies. No, we can't let this nasty flu get us down.
It's bad enough we have to miss the banquet. Must we also participate in a Girl Scout jamboree?
I was just trying to be kind. Courteous, helpful.
Well, dock it off. I've had it up to here with your cheerful disposition. It meant no more PMS.
I never had PMS.
Neither did I. But I had a BMW.
All right, I have had it. Thanks to all this constant bickering, I have a splitting headache.
Oh, girls, let's face facts. The three of us just can't agree on anything. I mean, it is obvious we want... Oh, you don't have any clothes on.
Tell me about it. I just walked 10 blocks. I got a belly button full of tweed.
Well, what the hell happened?
In the middle of bingo, Maury Heseltine sits down. He's the big practical joker at the center. Believe me, Howie Mandela's fun.
Was coming here in the first place.
Dorothy, I thought you went to bed.
Can't sleep. I just lie awake thinking about Michael and Lorraine.
Well, now I know why Hemingway killed himself. Oh, girls, I have writer's block. It is the worst feeling in the world.
Try 10 days without a bowel movement sometime.
Thank you for starting.
Are you gonna tie a bow on that when you finish wrapping it up?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. I'm a bit compulsive. It's the Minnesota farm girl.
Honey, where is he? Where's your doctor?
Dennis is at a seminar. I'll bring him by tomorrow.
I can't find my culottes.
Grandma, you look sensational.
Relax, relax. You're already in the will.
Before anyone does anything, you don't realize how much you care for a man until you see him streaking toward the earth trying to grab a bird.
He must really love you.
Well, I love him, too. Nose and petite. anybody can see, you couldn't get those past your knees. If you don't keep your voice down, I'm going to hit you in the head with this loin of pork.
Oh, Blanche, come on, $15.99. Now, this is just too extravagant. I'm not going in on this.
This godforsaken island.
Hey, so we made a few mistakes, huh? Nobody's perfect. Yeah, what's the big deal?
What's the big deal? You almost killed us, you nitwits. I hate you.
I curse the day I ever laid eyes on you. I curse the day your mama ever laid eyes on your daddy. I curse the day your daddy ever laid down with your mama.
Ow! What'd you do that for?
Why should we be the only ones in pain? You were saying, Rose?
Girls, look. How do I look?
Oh, great, Blanche.
Great or gorgeous?
Gorgeous.
Well, what about sexy?
Yes.
Enticing?
I'll handle this. Blanche, no woman ever looked better than you look right now, and no one ever will. I am sick. I've had to give up my job because I was too tired to do it.
How'd you get here?
I flew.
No, to my office.
A taxi.
And from the taxi?
But how did I get from the taxi to your office?
Not a hard question.
I walked.
Right, you walked. You're not...
Hello, Rose.
Oh, hi, Miles. I was just listening to a song Charlie and I used to dance to.
We've danced to it, too.
Not around the campfire hoping for rain.
Rose.
Dorothy hates me.
Oh, Blanche, that's not true.
Oh, yes, it is. And I hate her right back double. Now get me some cream.
Morning, Dorothy. Blanche and I were just having some coffee. Would you care to join us?
Frankly, Rose, I would rather use Willie Nelson.
Because you look just a tad like my children. Or maybe it's because I still look like I'm 27. My, how those years did fly by. Seems like before I knew it, the children were cleaning out the attic to start their own places. And when I tried to be happy for them, I have to say I was sadder than I ever remember.
Well, he has a gun.
This is a toy. He has been holding us hostage all this time with a toy gun.
I can't believe it.
Neither can I. Dorothy, you call yourself an Italian? You can't tell the difference between a toy and a real piece?
Supposed to do. It wasn't some colossal joke, you know. I mean, didn't you think it was a ridiculous thing to do the first time?
No. Well, I certainly didn't wait for my wedding night, honey. I could.
Dorothy, I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave today.
Oh, because of Blanche?
No, it has nothing to do with Blanche. You know, something unexpected has come up.
What, back home? Is it serious?
It's not back home, but it is serious.
Grandma says we have to rehearse tomorrow. In fact, we can't do anything fun because of the stupid pageant. I wish I could just go home.
Here we go. But before we sing our little hearts out, how about a hug for the best grandma in the world?
Boom, boom, dead. Just like that, in a sleep. 98 years old, no apparent cause.
I don't like hospitals either. They're full of germs. I always hold my breath in the elevators because there are sick people in the elevators and it's such a small space. And once I had to go to the 8th floor in a hospital and... What?
Well, my wife never remarried after the divorce, and I never stopped loving her, Rose.
I see.
Now, Rose, I have to give this a shot. I really think I can make things work.
Oh, I hope you can, Ernie.
I know this is sudden, but it's something I really need to try.
Well, I understand, really.
Your sister?
No. My sister has turned into a deceitful old woman whose only pleasure is in hurting people. No offense, Sophia. None taken. Slut. What? really gets me is I was willing to be friends. But just...
Because I want a husband, I want a family, and Jeremy may be my last chance.
That's just nonsense.
Oh, Mama, look at me. Open your eyes. I'm not beautiful. I'm not a catch.
Well, for that man out there, you certainly are. He's got you thinking that you need him, Rebecca. That's all backwards, honey. He's the one who needs you. You're probably the only woman on earth who's...
Over and snuggle up against him in bed.
I never went to bed with Alvin. The thought never crossed my mind, which is odd because I've always wondered about that myth.
There's a myth about people named Alvin?
The myth about black men.
Blanche and Clayton aren't getting married, you airhead. Clayton and Doug are.
Oh.
It'll be a simple ceremony, just exchanging rings and affirming our commitment to each other in front of our friends. It's not like it's going to be a big...
Ladies, just leave.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Hello, front door. It's me again. My name is Rose Nyland in 118.
I apologize for ruining your life.
Forget about it.
Hives, you got yourself mixed up with a real hustler. Sorry.
Well, you won't be needing me today.
Blanche, do you want to read the note? Do you want me to read it to you?
Oh, then I had to be maid of honor at your wedding. I had to stand there and watch you marry Tom. And I had to wear that green dress, which you knew was my most awful color. I looked just like a swamp frog. Everyone I ever loved you took.
Would it help you to know that Tom Food...
However, the producers of the show were kind enough to send over the clothes that he was planning to wear here tonight.
Girls, before she announces the winner, I just...
Why did I ever let that happen?
Because he got you drunk.
Why am I even discussing this with you?
Beats the hell out of me.
For a while. I don't think Blanche or Rose spotted the jacket either.
I don't believe it. That's Ida Perkins.
What?
That's Ida Perkins. What the hell is she doing here?
Were you kidding me about being from Minnesota?
Absolutely not. I spent...
That loss, Dorothy. You just picked up the pieces and went on, just like you did after Stanley ran off with that stewardess. Boy, I envy you your gumption.
Yes, and I your breast implants.
This may not be my place, but you... It's a joke.
I just had the strangest crank call. Some man wanted to know if I owned a riding crop and a leather bra. And if I could lick my eyebrows.
What's wrong? The week's receipts. I lost them on a horse.
You what?
I got a tip. It was supposed to be a sure thing.
I don't believe it. That means we're out of business. We're through.
So's my marriage. When Sophia finds out about it, she'll put me out on the street. Max, I'm sorry.
Coffee will be ready in a minute.
His nose is dissolved, but it's definitely Fred Flintstone.
They're my vitamins.
Rose, I'm sorry I didn't trust you.
Oh, don't apologize.
But I misjudged you, Rose.
No, you didn't. Here are my pills. I took one last night.
But, Rose, you got...
Let's be fair. It could have happened to any one of you.
Rose, Lily can't go on like this. You have to do something.
Well, I
think you girls are overreacting. I mean, it was just a little grease fire, no harm done. This time?
Cheated on me. He is a loathsome, repulsive creature, and even the thought of pretending to be married to him makes me physically ill.
Fine, but I'm still staying for dinner.
Dorothy, if you don't do this, I'll never speak to you again.
I don't care.
I'll cut you out of the will.
I don't care.
I'll invite Stan to eat over every night for the rest of your life.
How bad can it be? It's just for the day.
I don't want to believe it. It's a great story.
I've even told that. It's never stopped her before. You know, whatever sounds good, she tells it as fact.
You see why we never had to write?
Kyle, I think that's got to be the most painful thing a mother can go through. She's being a rock.
Maybe too much of a rock. She's really keeping this all bottled up.
She's in shock. The whole family's in shock. I mean, a man goes out to buy himself an evening gown. You don't expect anything unusual, do you?
Well, I mean, all those consumers are depending on me to do a good job. If I'm not careful, people could get hurt or cheated. Look at Jimmy Smits.
Ma, stop that. Listen, Rose, you're going to have to learn how to take care of that stress. You can't walk around and act back so soon.
The best possible thing has happened. I still have both my kidneys and my sister's fine.
Blanche, how is that possible?
They couldn't use my kidney. My blood vessels were too small. But of course they're too small. I've always been very petite.
Blanche, Virginia. From her mouth. Dorothy. Gloria.
Oh, my little girl. I'm sorry I'm late.
Oh, no. I understand. Buses. Won't you sit down?
Hungry, but still clinging to his belief that he would find the fountain of intelligence. He saw the miracle water trickling out of the ground, and he fell to his knees and tasted it. Unfortunately, it was a broken sewer main.
I love you.
Thank you.
And you?
I care for you.
You care for me?
Yes, very much. I probably should have said that sooner. Well, let's go get some sleep now.
I won't go if you don't want me to, but I do want to go, so can I?
Would your mother let you go?
No.
Then go.
Thank you! Oh, you're the best! I'll see y'all later.
Isn't she something? I'm really proud of her. Now, if I could just manage to rope myself a doctor that easily.
And presses until it's chased away by, you know what.
No, what, Rose? A highway patrolman?
Dorothy.
What?
A big belch.
You couldn't say belch. What is it, a Viking curse?
Well, it's not the nicest word in the world.
Ever got a letter?
She never sent it. She forgets.
I don't forget anything.
Hi, Angela. Hi, Blanche.
No, honey, I'm Blanche.
Doesn't that make it confusing, having two Blanches in the same house?
And Angela, honey, wouldn't you like to lie down? You've had a long trip.
I don't want to lie down. I just got here.
Oh, I always get tired after a long... I don't... Look at that. She likes me.
Oh, thank God. Emily, pack up your diapers. You're on your way home. Ma, why didn't you use your key?
I left it home. I thought it would weigh me down.
You are impossible.
Hello, we're a little early. I'm Greta Wagner, and these are my sisters Trudy and Libby.
I'm so sorry. The house is such a mess.
Why, it's...
She was a frogman and swam right into the bulkhead. They put a metal plate in her head. Now she gets HBO through her eyeballs. Don't look at me like that. If Tyson has another fight, you may want to set her up in the rec hall.
This is all hard to believe.
If it's not true...
St. Olaf has been using moose ever since I can remember. Of course, it's his own professional secret which part of the moose he uses. But it'll keep your hair Kevin placed in winds up to 130 miles an hour.
I just don't believe you, Rose.
Ask Grave. These are black. I look like Buddy Holly. You get in the kitchen and eat your slop before I spank that little pink Fanny. All right, I'm going. Oh, sorry. That's the way they used to call us for dinner at the home.
Oh, she wasn't the one who put the...
She joked about it. I laughed because I had to play along.
Well, I don't hate you, Sophia. I hate her, and I'm going to get her back if it's the last thing I do.
Maybe the paper boy is right. I'm just a mean old lady.
Honey, Michael, I thought you were touring with that band.
Great news, Ma. I quit.
You quit? You just got the job 2 weeks ago.
I know, but I feel like I'm in a rut.
Michael, how are you going to support your wife?
Oh, more good news. Lorraine and I separated.
What do you mean?
I think he means that he and Lorraine...
But the day of my wedding, as I stood at the altar, the boy I was to marry was on a cattle boat headed for America. That night, on a tear-stained pillow, I put a curse on him.
Curse?
Nothing fancy. I remember I said, Giuseppe Mangiacavallo, from this day forward, may you and all your future generations...
How did you do? You lied to everybody. You, sir, are nothing but a low-down, carpet-bagging scallywag. And as God is my witness, I will never shampoo your hair again.
And another thing, you'll never what?
Do this.
Well, I guess you know how we all feel, so why don't you just get out of our sight? Rose, have you seen Blanche?
I think she's in her room. Why?
I really need to talk to her.
Every time you need to talk to somebody, you go to your mother or to Blanche. Why doesn't anybody ever talk to me?
Your advice always comes with one of those damn St. Olaf stories.
I can give advice without a damn Saint. Paralyzed with fear. I kept thinking to myself, what is a simple Protestant farm girl doing in the parking lot of a gin mill in a flashy, fast-paced city like Tyler's Landing? So did you get out of the truck or what? Of course. I marched up to the door.